that it?
Yep.
I got counted in.
You guys on?
We're live. Are we on? I'm green. I'm green. Good evening, Carol and John Choppers. I'm here with Andrea, who's going to be significantly louder because we are sans. We are sans John Shear. He is taking a day for the All-Star game because he's the one who watches it. Welcome to Tuesday night. We have, again, a very full, fantastic table of new comic books, along with 2 announcements for upcoming sales, which is really cool. I have a flyer because I always forget. Thursday night this week, the 18th, is our late night comic sale. This is, quote, the owner of this establishment, not the one to miss. Do not miss this one. It will be, I will guess, all new dollar stock, if not 95% new dollar stock. And all of the back issues are going to be half off, including the wall, which is phenomenal because that wall is A, jam-packed, B, jam-packed full of great things. So don't miss that. That's on Thursday this week on the 18th. But if you do miss that, we'll forgive you because there's another opportunity. July 25th through the 28th is the last weekend of the month, and that is our Not at Comic-Con sale. So every year during San Diego Comic-Con, we do a big shebang. We'll pull out a bunch of extra dollar books. And guess what? Half off back issues, including the wall.
And 10% off everything else in the store.
Which is what we like to say, everybody should get all their supplies. We just restocked because we never put supplies on sale because we make no money. So there you go. 3 days, supplies will be on sale. 4 days, technically. Yeah, that's it. That's upcoming. So again, this Thursday, the 18th, and then the weekend of July 25th through the 28th, half off back issues. That last weekend will have 10% off everything else in the store, which is cool. Speaking of sales, this is kind of a fun one. John Shear bought a little collection over the weekend, and it inexplicably, for a lot of reasons, had Spider-Man number 7 in it from last year. It's the first appearance of Spider-Boy. This is the second print. There was a stack of them. I feel like that was a good slap. There's a stack of them in that collection. There's no reason to try and sell them at full price or marked up price. It's I think it's like a $6 or $10 book when John Shear looked it up. Whole stack, anyone you want, $2. Any 2 you want, any 3 you want. I don't care. They're $2 a piece. Claim them, grab them when you come in. It's a fun little weekend surprise to walk. I walked in on Sunday like, what the hell is this stack doing here?
Every time I come in, there's like a stack of something on the table. The wall's different, a whole new long box.
No, the Johns are squirrely. We're not that. We just show up and do our job. Okay. Cool. You're updated. We have a first appearance this week. Annihilation 2099 number 3 is the first appearance of 2099 Red Hulk, and it's pretty rad. That's about all I got to say about that. So I'm going to put that over here. It's a week of Red Hulk, is what we like to say. If anybody saw that Captain America trailer, it was choice. That's why we set all that up. But look at this. I told you it was a big week, and it is, because we got the little table at the bottom. Yay, little table. We're going to start off with a spicy book. We really liked Somna. It was a 3-part series from Distillery, and it is about a little bit about the witch trials in the 1600s and like new colonies in America, but it's much more of a personal story. They like to call it a bedtime story, which is kind of weird, but it's a little spicy. It'll get your juices flowing. Then also from Distillery, we had a really gracious customer drop off a couple of really exclusive variants for us. C2E2 exclusive of Spectrograph and an all art variant from Mirka and Dolfo for Blasphemy number 1. So those are pretty cool. Spectrograph's $15, the Blasphemy's $10. Add them to your collection. A lot of fun. Now we're at new collections from Image. Across the Massiveverse, Volume 1 is side stories from across the Radiant Black / Massiveverse from Image. They are trying to get you hooked for $10, and there are 5 oversized issues in there.
I was going to say, that's sizable.
That's a lot for $10. Next to it, The Complete Fatale from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. They are masters of their craft. This is a little bit of a Lovecraftian noir story, and they kill it. So that's the entire series collected. Speaking of, the entire Tenement from Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. That was part of the Bone Orchard mythos from Image, and it is a really creepy story about an apartment complex. Down here we've got the Brian Michael Bendis Sam and Twitch Origins hardcover. That's book 1 from the Spawn universe. And then the Complete Collected Port of Earth from Zach Kaplan
one big old oversized hardcover. 2 reprints from Image this week, and they are our favorites as of now. Ain't No Grave, number 1 and 2. This is number 1 with a 3rd printing black and white cover, and then number 2 with a reprint on its 2nd print. Fantastic Supernatural Western series. It's going to be 5 issues. We have issue 3 in stock. We can't recommend it more highly. We're very, very big fans of it. And then new on the Spawn side of things, you got Spawn Misery, number 2 of 4. That'll be your cover A. Here is your blank cover B. And Spawn Rat City is on number 4. There's your cover A, and here's your cover B. Energon Universe gets us a new issue of Deathstroke this week. They're on number 2. I didn't get a chance to read it, but when I asked John Shear how it was, he went, "It was good." So you know it was probably phenomenal. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B. Cover C, Chrome Dome. We got a 1 in 25 character cover, and then 1 in 50 variant. Both looking good. Fish Flies from Jeff Lemire is on number 7. I think it's the last issue of the series. Rifters was a fast favorite of mine a couple weeks ago, so number 1's still here in the store. Number 2's right here on the table. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B. And G.I. Joe Real American Hero has probably cover of the week in my mind with some Cobra zombies. I don't know if that was on purpose or an accident, but it's still probably trouble. That's number 308. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B, which is actually a 1 in 10 variant that we're doing for cover price, which is pretty cool. Undiscovered Countries on issue number 30. They're coming to a close on the series. You got Napalm Lullaby on issue number 5. What's the Furthest Place from Here is on number 19. Then we got Remote Space on number 2. Weatherman on number 7, I believe of 7. That'll wrap up that series. Per Evil comes back with issue number 5. And a John Shear favorite, Plastic, Death and Dolls on issue number 2. Redcoat from the Ghost Machine world of Jeff Johns is on issue number 4 with a phenomenal cover A. And then we got a rest of the row of number 1. Witchblade is back. It is still at Image, still at Top Cow. And they're doing a little recap because it's been so long since Witchblade came out. For those of us who have never read a Witchblade comic ever, to kind of let you know, kind of emphasis on the kind of, let you know what the Witchblade is and where it comes from. More, though, it's a very action-forward first issue. It is assuming that you've seen Witchblade around for the last 30 years, and it's a little bit of a primer, but more like, let's get right to it. So, Witchblade returns. Huzzah! We got some extras, too. That's cover A. Here's cover B. And we got a blank variant, as well as a 1 in 10, beautiful 1 in 10 Danny Go cover. And now we're on to Marvel stuff. You want to do reprints first? Sure. Helverine, issue 1, reprinted. Just speaking of fast and fun, nothing about it's not fast and fun. Speaking of fast and fun, Blood Hunt number 2, reprinted. That happens. That sucks. And then we've got Ultimate Spider-Man issues 5 and 4, reprinted with design variant covers. In the world of Peach Momoko and Marvel, Demon Days has 2 collected editions this week. This is Demon Days. So this is the first couple of one-shots from Peach Momoko. And then Demon Wars is the Civil War kind of tie-in to her universe at Marvel. White Widow, the complete miniseries, wrapped up a couple months ago. There's all issues. Then we've got... let's do this. Then we've got Deadpool Roleplays the Marvel Universe. If you didn't know, Marvel started a pretty comprehensive... D&D level as far as the production value role-playing game. So hundreds of characters, hundreds of scenarios, all collected in a couple cool core rule books we have. Almost. No. But they did a fun one-shot because Deadpool's getting a little popular because the movie coming out where Deadpool role plays it. So there's a lot of fourth wall breaks, but a ton of scenarios, a bunch of new characters that they give you stats for. I believe the main story is that your party is visiting a mercenary convention. So there's like a convention hall that's all silly. There's a bunch of maps in here. And you get character stats for none other than Hitmonkey and Dupe. Among other people. But who can say no to that? So that's fun. It is. Then we've got Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise in normal paperback form. That 3-issue miniseries. Very beautiful from Trad Moore. Shang-Chi by Gene Yang, the complete series, or all of the issues. 2 epic collections, Star Wars Legends, the Thrawn Trilogy epic collection, and then Silver Surfer Freedom as an epic collection. The last collected edition for Marvel is Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Their Captain America material is all in one big, beautiful, oversized hardcover. And now we're on new Marvel stuff. New Marvel stuff. Ultimate X-Men number 5 is out this week. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B. Here's your cover C. And here's your cover D. I've been trying to figure out if this is the Shadow King reference or not. Because it looks Shadow King, and it's the Fez kind of that's driving me towards that. We'll do this one. Star Wars is on issue number 48. So there's your cover A. Here's your 1 in 25 variant. Oh, it's the two guys that they young-faced.
Oh, yeah, they sure did.
Spectacular Spider-Man's on issue number 5. There's your cover A. We got an homage cover B. Cover C. And a beautiful 1 in 25 cover. I love the web work. The web work, and that's sweet. What If Aliens, I believe, is on their last issue of the miniseries. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B. I like how they give this bureaucracy-looking guy just more and more weapons on each cover. Spider-Woman is on issue number 9. She's still screwing around with the assembly. You get some origin story in here for a couple of those. There's your cover A. Here's your Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe cover B. Invincible Iron Man's on issue 20. That's cover A. There's your cover B. And then Scarlet Witch is on number 2 of the current ongoing series. I don't have anything more to say to that. Beautiful artwork. Tentacle monsters. That was cover A. Here's cover B. Speaking of tentacles. Cover C is your Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe cover. And cover D. And then the Immortal Thor has an annual that comes out this week. It is still a tie-in to the Death Gem, Infinity Gem story arc. So Thanos... new gem holders, all that infinity jazz. There's our cover A on the table. There's our design variant. The Incredible Hulk this week is still monster hunting, beautiful, fantastic story by Philip Kennedy Johnson, but it kicks off an 8-part crossover, or I guess backup story, connecting backup stories called Weapon Extraction, where Wolverine and Deadpool are essentially sucked into a multiversal portal that Wolverine doesn't understand. And we are going to be presented with the problem in part 2. But they get sucked into the portal in part 1. There's cover A for Incredible Hulk. There's Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe cover B. Here's cover C. And here's cover D with those guys on it. Into Blood Hunt. I should put this on the other end. But Blood Hunt Amazing Spider-Man number 3 came out this week. So that'll wrap up that mini-series. And then shipping late is the Thanos Annual Spiffy Shiny Foil cover. And there's one of those on the table. But back to Blood Hunt. X-Men one-shot for Laura Kinney, a.k.a. Wolverine. It is very bloody. It is very awesome, the ways that she finds to kill vampires with 2 claws instead of 3. There's your cover A, and then we've got a Stormbreakers cover B. Another number 1 from Marvel this week, Daredevil Woman Without Fear kicks off an Elektra-centric Daredevil miniseries. She absolutely fights Crossbones for most of this issue, and it's pretty rad because they're on a train. And there's not a lot of ways to move around. For anyone following Daredevil at this point, you will have a good primer for this because you know what's going on. It does not do a poor job at letting you know what's going on for new readers, but you'll get a lot out of it as a Daredevil reader. So Woman Without Fear, number 1, there's your cover A. Here's your cover B, which I think is lovely. Cover C.
Homage.
Oh, yeah? Thank you. And then Annihilation 2099, number 3, that one-shot story of the Red Hulk 2099 versus Terrax. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B, the frame variant. And then another big number 1 from Marvel this week. Phoenix is the beginning of a new series from Marvel, completely Jean Grey-centric. X-Men has entered a new era where everybody's kind of finding themselves again after having their home and other planet decimated. What happened on Mars?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's still there.
All right. If it wasn't, I don't know. But I have to honestly say I've been giving all the new X-Men stuff a chance because that's what I get paid to do. But I was not hoping for the best on a Phoenix series. I was pleasantly surprised to be wrong. This is a really great, simple story about Jean Grey, not narrated by her or X people. So it's not like her in the context of X-Men or her in the context of the men that she's trysting with or anything like that. It's about her as a cosmic entity. It does a really great job of treating the Phoenix Force and Jean Grey as one in the universe. And it's really cool. It's narrated by a woman on a planet that she is involved with. I'm not going to say saves because she kind of doesn't. Yeah, other stuff happens. But it was a really great first read, first issue. If you're looking into giving the new X-Men stuff a chance, they've all been fresh starts so far. I'm into it.
The narration setup with the other younger woman. Reminds me a little of Supergirl.
Oh, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So if you enjoyed that, I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see the successes of that translated here. Big time.
And we've got a bunch of covers for it. So that was your cover A I was holding up. Cover B is beautiful. Cover C is your logo cover. Cover D, Alien vs. Marvel. Cover E, Rose Besh. Spiffy shiny foil variant. 1 in 25 Greg Land variant. And the all art Rose Besh variant at 1 in 50. All great covers. All great covers, great book. And then the top of the table is another new Marvel #1. We were all super stoked about. Jason Aaron is picking up an 9-issue miniseries for Namor. The solicitation said, and the book promised, and definitely delivered, that Jason Aaron is going to be giving the treatment to Namor that he gave to the Punisher, where there's just a little bit about it that isn't our Namor, or wasn't our Punisher. In this case, he's in prison. He's a bit of a deposed king, and he does not want to go back to it. He doesn't. He wants to go back to his prison cell. He wants to be left alone, shut up, and just serve time for what we don't know yet. But very interesting.
Dwelling crimes.
Which makes sense, because he's kind of a jerk. But it was a very well-written, very Jason Aaron delivered story. I'm so excited to see where the rest of the miniseries goes. Even Stingray was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Cover A, wonderful. Cover B, Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe variant. Here's cover C. Here's cover D. And we got 1 in 25s available for that one, too. And because John Shear's not here, I'm going to pass off all the absolute power goodness to Andrea.
Yay. First we have Wonder Woman 11. The main story is the Absolute Power story, which is actually pretty good compared to some of the other Absolute tie-ins. And the backup story is still Trinity, and it's still adorable.
Oh my god, it's
And
hilarious.
hilarious.
It's the first time I read the backup story.
read the backup story.
For religiously reading that book, I finally read the backup story. I will say this about the Absolute Power tie-in, is that Tom King still writes it, and he finds a way to make it elegant and entertaining in the midst of a big crossover event at DC, where you kind of don't need to know what's going on in the rest of DC stuff, and it's very Tom King written.
Yeah, cover A, cover B, cover C, and the 1 in 25. John Constantine Hellblazer is issue 7. Then the other Absolute Power tie-in is Superman 16, which is another very well written main story issue. Superman has to team up with Zatanna.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And Zatanna knows more than just magic, which is super entertaining.
Yeah. Cover A, cover B, cover C, cover D, and a 1 in 25. And then the big number 1, Dark Knight Steel's back with All Winter, which is Deathstroke in a Viking era, where it has been winter for 21 years. And everything's cold and gray and bleak.
Yeah, for as much as we pushed Dark Knights of Steel, it's worth mentioning that it does take place in the same world. It's not like a different story in a very different part of the world, where it's way after the Three Kingdom War of the last series, and the people in this book have not been involved in that. They are elsewhere, and they're doing their own thing. It's super bloody. Deathstroke is relatively not a non-plus, and he's a sword for hire, but he takes care of it. And then the kicker at the end of the book is what is going to spark the odyssey of the rest of this miniseries, and it was a very good fishhook at the end of the issue.
I'd even say this. If the last book gave you kind of Game of Thronesy, grand vibes, this one's giving your Conan vibe.
Conan Vikings.
I mean, look at
like
the
the
1
show.
in 25 is very.
Oh yeah.
That's Conan to the core. Raskin Clean.
Then there's a 1 in 50. Then Batman Superman World's Finest is issue 29 with a 1 in 25.
That cover A might be my
Yeah,
pick of
that's
the week. That's
pretty cool.
gorgeous.
Oh, weird.
Because they're deconstructed.
I see it. I see it.
Nightwing is on issue 116. There's cover A, cover B,
Cover A's got a puppy.
and a 1 in 25, also with a puppy.
So does 125. Yay, puppy covers.
Titans is on issue 13. Apparently they're in hell.
They're always going down there to deal with Trigon.
Yeah. Green Lantern War Journal is issue 11. And then Crisis is issue 4. Then a few trades. Well, let's go Catwoman first. Yeah, I'm going to jump around. Catwoman's on issue 67. John Shear said there is a very good villain reveal at the end of the issue.
Ooh, I love a good villain reveal.
We have cover B, cover C with lots of kitty cats, and a 1 in 25. And then for trades, there's Superman by Kurt Busiek, book 1, $50.
Honker.
For that whole
Big
book?
ol', yeah,
Holy
big ol'
cow.
honker. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder is collected. And then in paperback, Human
Woo!
Target Volume 2.
Yay!
Literally one of my favorite comic books of all time. 20 years in the making, and that made the list. All right. Do you want to talk about it?
Which one?
No, not you. Him.
What? Oh,
Cyberpunk.
what?
Cyberpunk's back. We got the graphic novel for XOXO. This one is about a maelstrom guy and his deconnection to humanity based on all of his cool robot parts that he puts in his body.
Is Maelstrom like a faction?
Yeah, they're like a faction. They're like dudes who are addicted to technology.
Oh, word. Okay, that makes sense. Next, Stranger Things in trade paperback, The Voyage, the most recent 4-issue miniseries. And then from Dynamite, Thundercats, Volume 1 of their new... Oh, I wasn't going to tell you about it. I was going to look at it. Issues 1 through 5 of the most recent Thundercats, and issue number 6 is down here on the table. So that'll get you all caught up. Space Usagi, trade paperback with the 2 or 3 one-shots, right? Or the miniseries, the Death and Honor miniseries, completely collected. Then new from EC, we got Weird Fantasy... Weird Science Fantasy. Weird Fantasy? Weird Fantasy.
Weird fantasy.
All right, I'm messing up.
It's science too.
It's also science. That's on volume 4. The Witcher is on issue number 3 of its 5-issue miniseries. Usagi Yojimbo's on... Oh, it's The Crow.
The Crow 4 or 5.
The Crow 4 or 5. Yep. Thank you, Kyle. And then this is a fun one. This is a super fun one that kind of snuck up on us. Paranoid Gardens is a new book by Gerard Way, who you might recognize as writing Umbrella Academy. It is about an odd nursing home on a enhanced piece of land. We don't know if it's magical or mystical or nothing at all, but it's like a kooky group of characters. They're all like monsters and ghosts and normal people, and the one guy's a ventriloquist, and they're kind of interacting as if it was just a normal nursing home, but very extraordinary things happen. It's kooky and it's fun, and there's a good bit of mystery to it, and you strangely connect with the main character, even though you don't really know anything about her.
She doesn't really know anything about herself.
Yeah.
She can't remember anything but like the few months she's been working there.
Yeah. Super fun little start to a series that we didn't know anything about, and you get a little gatefold cover, or what's it called?
Die cut.
Die cut cover. Everybody's a sucker for one of those. So that's your cover A. Again, Paranoid Gardens from Gerard Way. A good one to give a shot to. Good first issue. And cover B, which is just trippy as all heck. Rick and Morty. What do we got? Volume 2 of the current ongoing series. We got Conan the Barbarian on, what do you guess? Volume 2 of the current ongoing series. Man's Best from Boom wraps up with issue number 5. Briar continues with issue number 7. We got Peep Show from Joe Matt. A creator that unfortunately passed away and had some unfinished material, and they got it finished. So, Peep Show.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought I heard you.
That's all I want.
Oh, who? That was not supposed to be there. Red Sonja is on issue number 12 of their current ongoing series, and then here's the Thundercats number 6 on the table. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B. So wait, is that guy Munra?
Yeah, I think that's
okay.
Munra.
Cool. All right, we're learning about Thundercats, guys. So you got to stay with us. And then we've got he doesn't know either. Then we got Jay Lee's All Art 1 in 30 variant, which is very sweet. I did not. This is the one I skipped this week.
I didn't read it, but I flipped through it.
From Massive, we got
it's Rey Mysterio and Dini Blas.
They're actual wrestlers.
They're actual wrestlers.
And the book is called Luchaverse Catalyst. It's number 1. It's by Rey Mysterio and Teeny Blas.
Teeny Blas.
It sounds dirty to say that.
I don't know.
All right.
They're fighting like mythical creatures. Rey Mysterio gets a new mask that has like different powers he can access.
Speedster, Leaper, Ghost, and Leaper? Why is Leaper on there twice?
I guess because he can leap back and forth. I don't know.
Rey Mysterio. I mean, Rey Mysterio read in the comics pretty sweet.
The Luchadors.
Next to that, we got a new Elric miniseries starting at Titan. And then, big one, Powerpuff Girls in comic form. Issue 1, super fun. Sugar Spice, everything nice. Really nothing that you don't expect from a Power Girls cover or issue. There's cover A. Here's cover B. Here's cover C. And another big one, tugging at all the nostalgia strings, right, guys?
Yep.
Biker Mice from Mars, #1 from the Nacelleverse. You asked for it. You got it.
This is an untold story from their history, and it leads into a new animated series.
Oh, man.
What?
All right, now I'm kind of
back.
stoked. Now I'm kind of
Coming back.
Bring me Street Sharks. And Rocketeer breaks free, new miniseries from IDW. That is your cover A. He's in San Francisco. There's your cover B, break for blank cover. There's cover C. We've got a 1 in 10 variant with that all art cover. And now we're on to Star Trek with an annual for 2024.
Oh, I just realized Data's looking at Data. Sorry, it scared me.
Yeah, that's creepy. I
Oh.
don't like it. And then the last issue of TMNT Untold Destiny of Foot Clan. What do you know? We're going from TMNT to TMNT. We got a really sweet encyclopedia, and every once in a while we can convince John to order a cool one. It's the ultimate visual history of TMNT. It's revised, updated, and expanded.
Ooh.
Also new on the table that we don't normally have is a Mighty Marvel 2025 calendar. It is a reissue of the classic from 1975.
Conan's on there, too. Look at that.
Yeah, that's how you know it's classic. Conan and Dracula, back when he was in vogue. A new all-ages Spider-Man adventure, and Groot. Cosmic Chaos, so he's teaming up with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I love that Jeff the Shark is skateboarding. And Star-Lord is Say Anything. From last week, Disney Encanto complete graphic novel. Super Dinosaur, one of our most recommended all-ages graphic novels in the shop. A biography of Stan Lee in the cutest of fashions. And speaking of cute, here we go. You want to do this one? Batman to the Batcave is all about Batman, his villains, and the Bat engines that drive them. So we will show you how adorably, fantastically large this book is. We don't want to give the whole thing away with copyrights and whatnot, so we won't flip it over. But it's an all Batman, all pop out. There it is. Batmobile storybook. It's wonderful and fun. And that's it. That's the bottom of the table. That's the all ages section. That's everything new that came out this week. We hope you enjoyed your time with us this evening. I don't know how to end this because we don't know how many John Shear to pan to give a thumbs up.
I can do a thumbs up.
All right. Have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow for your comic books.